it's Jackie Ball-Hayes from Clump and Stampers. I am here with volume 10 of the card template making series I've been doing called Creativity Made Simple, because it truly is simple when you use card templates. I use them all the time. I think I make these and share them with you as much as I make them for myself. Almost every card I make, I flip through my box of templates, pick one, and then I create. So we have 3 brand new ones to share with you. I hope you start and stop the video as you need to and make these templates right along with me, and that they're as useful for you as they are for me. It's all about making it simple, friends. Let's flip the camera down and let's get working. So like I said, this is volume 10. So we have template 31, 32, and 33. Now, this is just a couple of the sheets that go along with the tutorial, but we're going to go through and we are going to make all these templates. I will give you the measurements as we go so that you can make them as well. But if you like the written tutorial where it's got diagrams and all the measurements, plus 6 super adorable cards, all using the Impressions Abloom stamp set this month. That written tutorial you can get free when you make a $50 purchase with me this month, or you can purchase it from my website. I'll have all the information down in the video description, and there'll be a link there. Just take that over to my website for all the details. Now, let's get to work. So, when I make my templates, as I've shared before, I just use a quarter sheet of cardstock, 4 1/4, 5 1/2, rather than a full card. You know, I want to bring this in because I always have this sitting here and I'm like, I get all like geeky when I look at my box. Look at all my card templates. Now this series, I said volume 10, I started making them all in the neutrals. So this is what we've made so far in this series. And then this was my past series. And these are all the ones that I've actually put together in that book, if you've picked up the book. Now, I decided I like the neutral because it doesn't kind of fog your brain as to colors, and it lets you just kind of go wild, because these really are designed to make with any stamps, paper, and ink. So, card base, and for this one we have a layer, and it's actually, nope, it's gonna go this way, and this layer is actually 3 by 4, and being just a background layer, this could be embossed, it could be designer series paper, which is what I used on my samples. So we're just building our background there. Then our focal piece here is 2 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're gonna just back that on a coordinating layer that will be 2 3/8 by 4 3/8. So 2 1/4, I back it with 2 3/8, so just a 1/8 of an inch bigger. So 4 1/4 then gives us 4 3/8. So that is going to go right across from here. Now, most likely I would put this up on dimensionals, but I haven't been using dimensionals for the templates because, again, it just makes that box too thick. So there's our focal layer. And then this piece we're going to call the sentiment layer. And it is, let's see, what do we got here? 3 1/2 by 3/4. And that's going to go right there. Now, the key to being successful with templates is to remember they're not set in stone. You can make this layer, the sentiment bigger, smaller, or a shape, or whatever works for you. This is just that starting point. The other thing, think of these, I like to, and this is why I like physical ones instead of just printed on paper, because you can spin them and you can visually see, gosh, I could do this way, put the sentiment up here. I can go sideways and have it more of a landscape type card. So it just kind of gets your brain thinking, okay? So there is template 31. Now let me share my cards, and these are the cards that will actually be step-by-step instructions in the tutorial if you get that. But you can see here, I followed that template exactly. I used designer series paper, did some stamping. There's my sentiment. So then on the second one, all I did was I turned it this way, and I could have turned this and done something a little bit different, but I decided I liked just the dimension of all of these pieces kind of going different ways. And so then I just added that little layer there for my sentiment. But again, you can see how you can just turn those. So there's our first template for volume 10. So that's number 31. Now, if you've missed the other 30, just use the link in the video description to go over to my blog. And over there, I have them all listed out, all the different videos, and so that you can catch up and make them. So there's the first one. Now, let's go on to number 32, which is our next one this month. And for this one, again, we have 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and we are just going to put a layer on here that is 4 by 5 1/4. Pretty standard measurements on that. Again, could be designer series paper, colored cardstock, embossed cardstock, whatever you want for that. Focal layer is going to be a square, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Now with this is a great example where this focal layer, you could make it a circle, you can make it a heart, you could make it an oval or an arched oval, whatever you want. So let your imagination go with these. So again, this is a pretty simple layout. We're going to just go ahead, stick that right there. Now, like I said, this was 2 3/4 square, and then the layer behind it is 2 7/8 square. And our little sentiment layer here, I have it just at 1 3/4 by 1/2. Great example, again, of adjust the sizes as need be. You might need to make this bigger, wider, longer, whatever works for you. But again, there's your overall layout. Easy peasy. Now, for this one, here is an example of it. Now, I think most of you know, I actually partner with 2 of my team members who we do these tutorials together. Each month, we each design one of them, and then the 2 cards to go with it. So this was mine this month. These are the ones that Julie designed, and I always like to make one of their versions, and I usually copy it exactly, but I went to copy it and I was out of the designer series paper, which I don't know, probably was a good thing, because when you look at the tutorial, the backgrounds on all of these are designer series paper, but I just used embossed cardstock. So it really kind of shows how even, you know, the full directions for the cards, you can vary them based on what you have, or maybe different stamps that you have. But again, I just used the template to create that card. A super simple card, but it was really fun. I love this Impressions Abloom stamp set just because there's so many different things that you can do with it. So let's see, this was template, 32. So let's set that one aside. This one actually has a lot of parts and pieces, but it really goes together and makes a great card layout. So again, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And we're going to put a layer on here that is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, again, DSP, cardstock, embossed cardstock. And then this piece here, this is going to be, oh, you know what? I goofed. Peel it off quick. That's why I like liquid adhesive. Before I stick that down, I want to take this strip that is, let's see, this is 6 by 1. And I am going to put some adhesive on it. And I am going to just stick it across my card like so. And so it's cut 6 inches wide. Oh, don't stick there. 6 inches wide, because once you put it on the angle, you need to make sure it's wide enough. And then we're going to just take our scissors or your paper trimmer and snip off the extra. Again, this is just adding some dimension and depth to our card. Again, this card has quite a few layers, but it's a simple card. So there we go. Our 1 inch strip is across. Then we can put it on here. Whew, saved by the green glue. Okay, then, now it's sticky on there. For this one, we're going to set that aside first. Focal layer is going to be 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, and we will put it on a piece that is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8. So there's our focal layer. And then this here is just another part of our background. And this one is going to be 2 1/4 by 4 1/2. Now, as you notice here, again, I'm using all neutral cardstocks, but this piece could be designer series paper. It could be embossed, it could be vellum, it could be all sorts of things, okay? And then this piece is going to go on like so. What I like about this layout is you're using lots of coordinating pieces, so coordinate the colors or the different pieces of your designer series paper. Actually, let's move that over so it's a little bit more centered. There we go. There is our template. Now, again, this was one that one of my team members, Heidi, made. And again, I didn't have the designer series paper. For hers, she used designer series paper for both this piece and that piece. but I just used all cardstock. So again, shows the variety of it, but I really like that layout. The stamping is so simple on there, but it just allows you to, you know, play around with colors and papers. And this is also a great one that you can turn. Now I think I would turn it this way, put you know, that piece up in the top, and this strip could actually be going either way. I think actually in the tutorial, Heidi shows it going this way. So lots of options for that. So again, let's bring all of them in so we can see all of our templates. Now remember, check the link in the video description. It'll take you to the website where you'll get all the details, how to get the tutorial for this. So there's our templates. And then, oh wait, we need to do one more thing here. I almost forgot. If you get the tutorial, let me get the last page of the tutorial. It's kind of my favorite feature of our tutorial. It is little pieces here that you can trim apart and put on the back of the cards. So we cut them all up like so. So this is 31. Let's make sure we put it on the right one. This way. And this by putting this on the back, I always have the measurements handy. Oh, upside down. Wouldn't matter. If you don't get the tutorial with all the measurements like this, just take a pencil or a pen and just write on the back what all of those measurements are. But you'll notice when you flip through my box here, if you look at the backs of all these, they all have them on the back. So that's what makes it, oops, I forgot to put them on a couple, oops. But that's what makes it super easy to grab a template, grab your cardstock, grab your stamps, any stamps, paper, and ink, and create. So let's bring in these Impressions Abloom. You know, this stamp set, I've created a lot of things with. So there's that template, and then 2 other ones. Last month we used this for the bundle of the, I think it was last month or month before, for our bundle of the month video class. So if you like this stamp set and these dies and the suite of products, make sure to check that out. That'll be over on that blog post as well. It is a video class that has 16 different card tutorials. And we give you all the information to all the supplies and cutting, and then a video tutorial for each one. And of the 16 cards, they are all different and totally unique. So it's a great tutorial. You know, I'm all about when I purchase something, I like to be able to use it for a whole bunch of different projects and really, you know, see the versatility out of it, which is what's great when you get, you know, all the stamps, a set. So check out that blog post for all the details and how to get the tutorial. Otherwise, start and stop the video, all that you need to make this month's templates so that you can use these to make card making simple, just like I do. So thanks for watching, friends. We'll be stamping with you again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.